Hey, Dave Rother here, and in this video I'm going to explain to you why you need to be a purple cow in your marketplace and what exactly a purple cow is. And to illustrate that, I've done two things for you. I've written out this quote, and I've also done some photorealistic illustrations of cows along the bottom, which I'm fairly sure this one actually is a Frisian antelope. But if you don't want any of my artwork, then reach out to me privately, and I can sort you out a private viewing of some of my finest pieces. Obviously, I didn't follow my calling with art, which is a shame, but marketing second best. The second thing I've done to illustrate exactly what a purple cow is and how important it is for you to be one in your business is this quote from a guy called Seth Godin. So Seth Godin is a super smart guy. Should really credit him there. So he is one of the greatest marketers alive today, really, and he wrote a whole book called Purple Cow, The Purple Cow, and what exactly it means and why you need to be one. And this quote really sums it up perfectly. In a crowded marketplace, fitting in is a failure. In a busy marketplace, not standing out is the same as being invisible. So how does that pull down to purple cow? So a purple cow is basically like an example that he's given to demonstrate how used we are to seeing things and how dangerous that becomes. So in the book, it goes something along the lines of, if you're driving through the countryside for hours and hours on end, you see fields of cows all the time, and there's nothing remarkable about them whatsoever. In fact, after a certain amount of time, they just fade into the distance and you hardly notice them anymore. However, if you were to drive past the field and see a purple cow, where the rest of them have been some combination of black, white and brown, then that's going to stand out, that's going to capture your attention, and that's immediately going to drag more people in to be observers, right? So in terms of how this compares to the marketplace that you're in, this is more relevant every single day because there's so many more people, so many more businesses on the internet. It's both a beautiful thing and a frightening thing that anybody and everybody can set up a business from their living room. And really it comes down to the ability to market your product, the ability to demonstrate your product and your services in a way which is purple cow-like. Because if you don't do that, you're going to very fast fade into the background, regardless of how good your products and services are. You know, frustratingly, it's not always the people who have the best products, the best services that are actually the most successful. It's more often than not nowadays the people who are able to create purple cows, people who are able to create marketing messages, products which capture people's attention. Now, obviously, there's a really beautiful way of doing this, and just to give you a few examples of purple cows, or one fantastic example of a purple cow. If you think back to one of the examples that I love to use actually, which is Dollar Shave Club, who literally they started out from absolutely nothing. We completely reinvented the industry, or took a look at the existing industry where, everybody was doing the same thing. People like guys really don't enjoy the process of buying razors, right? It's not something that people enjoy, and it was way too expensive. And what Dollar Shave Club did was, in terms of the actual creation of their product, they created a purple cow in and of itself. Cheap mail order razors, so they appear on your doorstep. It's completely effortless. Nobody's done this before. Revolutionary, right? So it's a purple cow in and of itself. It's worth talking about. It's noticeable. It's worth remarking about. And then you probably remember that viral ad, which went huge for a good year or so. Absolutely massive, fantastic ad. If you haven't seen it, I'll post it somewhere below in the comments here and go and take a look. But it really simply, and with humour and with personality, introduced their products into the marketplace in a very succinct way. The kind of perfect example of a viral video. So Dollar Shave Club, not too long after founding, like literally within a few years, sold to Gillette, I think it was Unilever, in fact, sorry. They sold to Unilever for $1 billion. $1 billion with a B. That's crazy, right? That's the power of this kind of thing, the power of creating something that really stands out and is different in the marketplace. If you just set up another razor company, there's no way you'd have been able to do that. They created a purple cow, something that was completely unique, something that was completely new, took on a completely different meaning. Now that's kind of like a very broad set of purple cow sort of purple cow examples. But even in terms of simple things, I want you to think about how you can make your products more visible, or how you can make your brand more visible by setting yourself aside from the other people in your marketplace, by creating something unique, a different unique edge about your business or your products, or even creating products which are unique that can set you aside from your competition in your business. A really good example of this, and a really simple day-to-day example of this, is So I live in Bristol in the UK, and on the way out to the airport, there's a barbershop. Now there is no way that I would know that that barbershop was there if it weren't for the fact that their sign is completely inverted. So the logo is the right way up, but the word barbershop is upside down. Every single time I go past that, I notice it. Every single time I drive past that with my girlfriend, we talk about it. Even on the way to the airport, we remark upon where we are in relation to the airport based on that barbershop. Have we passed the upside down barbershop yet? So you can see on like a really kind of simple, kind of on the ground example there. If I'm ever on the way to the airport and I think, oh crap, I need a haircut, you know exactly where I'm going to go. Every single time we go anywhere near the airport, we're talking about it. So even though it's a barbershop in the most remote location I've ever seen a barbershop, really, really strange. I don't know how on earth they stay in business apart from this fact. In fact, I'm very convinced that barbershop wouldn't be there if the sign wasn't upside down. Because it's unique, it's taking people out of their sleep and awake mode. So as we've spoken about in previous videos, people go through life on like a subconscious autopilot in terms of when we're scrolling on social media, even in terms of when we're driving places, walking places. People get set into a routine, and it's kind of crucial for keeping ourselves sane because there's so much information to take in every single day. There's so many different marketing messages, tens of thousands of marketing messages every single day that we're actually exposed to. Now, if we were to take in all of those marketing messages, we'd go absolutely insane. There's too many, there's too much for our brain to deal with. So in terms of your marketing message as a business owner or an entrepreneur or a marketer, if you're ever going to get past that, if you're ever going to get into people's consciousness, if you're going to get past their reticular activating system, which is the system within the brain that decides what's relevant, what's worth watching, what's worth taking notice of, then you need to create some kind of differentiation. Upside down text is one of those things. A unique product is another one of those things. There's lots of different examples of how you actually create that uniqueness in your marketplace, but it's absolutely crucial for your business success. So this can be applied to anything. This can be applied to product creation, as we've spoken about with Dollar Shave Club. In fact, the product which the biggest viral success that I had, the grilled cheese sandwich subscription box, that's another example of a purple cow. Like, how unique is that? How unusual? How remarkable? How people would talk about it. And I mean, that obviously illustrated how powerful this stuff is by the fact that the next day after we announced this product, before we even had it, it was featured in a national tabloid newspaper, and within a week we were on global press. So that's how powerful this kind of thing is. And if you're thinking, okay, well, that's cool, you'd be forgiven for thinking, okay, that's cool, but how do I do that with my business? My business isn't unique. But there's lots of different ways to apply it, because it applies not just to your product creation, it also applies to the creation of your marketing messages. In fact, there's a company called Desigual who are based in Barcelona, and I was speaking to a guy who used to work for these guys actually, and they create really kind of bright, coloured, patterned dresses and female garments. I don't think they do male garments, but female clothing, and they've got a broad line of like affordable clothing, but what they would do to draw attention and get people into their store is create very, very expensive, very high-end and very extravagant garments that, you know, the majority of people would never actually buy, but it caught people's interest so much. It was so interesting, so intriguing. It would drag people's attention and get them into the store, where they would have the next tier down of garments which were more affordable. So this is how they use something to capture people's attention and then actually get them into the store, where they'd offer them something that they would actually buy. So it doesn't even necessarily need to be something that even you launch. So for example, when we went viral with this product that I was telling you about, we'd not even launched it. We'd not even done our pre-launch campaign or Kickstarter campaign. We literally just had an idea, and that got all eyes on us. That built an email list, a huge email list of people waiting for this product. So regardless of if we'd even launched it or not, we could have just cancelled doing that and had this full email list of people that we knew were interested in this unique idea that we'd be able to market more stuff to. It's exactly the same with your business. You know, if you come up with that front-end idea that excites people, that is enough of a purple cow that you capture attention, it's an absolute goldmine, and it renders the amount of money, the amount of effort that you need to do on marketing, like way less than any other situation. So if you can actually create products and marketing that help people to share, that make people more enthusiastic about the idea of sharing, that people want to share, if you create purple cows that are worth remarking about, you don't need to spend anywhere near the amount of money on ads, on promotion, on PR, because it's going to market itself for you.